Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This will be my top 10 stocks as we head into Friday, March 31st. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you are someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this will be a video for you. First off, a couple clarifications. Number one, the price you see over here will be changing, and the candlestick you see right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time, but I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then second, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one here, Pali, very, very impressive day. Leading into today, you can see volume essentially non-existent, and then today the volume just really took off and very clearly well above average, so worth keeping an eye on here. And a good solid pattern has now formed headed into Friday. So let me adjust this a little bit more up. So broadly speaking, right there, $2.70, important area of resistance, and then at the same time you have a nice uptrending line right there. So just because I'm little paranoid, let's just try to make this as pretty looking as possible, get these nice and even with each other. There we go. And also let me change this to green to represent more so the bullish part of the pattern. And then to make this all maybe easier to see, let's make it one color. So we have resistance, we have support, we have the big explosion right there. For you golfers out here, we'll make this a little bit more visual. Put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. And while nothing is guaranteed, and just because something's bullish does not mean for sure the price is going to go up, but is it valid? Is it plausible to think that if the price can work its way back up, get up to that 270 mark, and then get a push up through that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible outcome that could very well play out in that regard. So if you like bull pennant patterns, you like stocks down below $5, keep an eye on it. Next one, NIO, and the upwards move continues, higher highs and higher lows. For those of you that watched yesterday's video, talked about this little pattern right here, but you can see got the break this morning, came back down, beautiful back test, and then up it went from there. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these lines as they've served their purpose for now, and let's map out where some new key levels are. So first key level, nothing fancy or complicated. I'm sure a lot of people have noticed that. Okay, yeah, the price got up to that area right there at 1075, and in both situations you can see right there it just ran out of momentum and down it went. Now, because it went down there, does that mean the entire chart's destroyed? Of course not. The price is still much higher than where it was yesterday, so this is just in technical jargon a pullback at this point in time. In terms of levels of support, I have an interesting trend line right there. So again, let me change that to green, and then we have, maybe you can see where we're headed, same exact pattern, resistance, support, nice upwards move, golf hole down here, ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So if you like bull pennants, but maybe like stocks a little bit, higher up than $5 or what have you, then this is going to give you access to another bull pennant pattern that's out there. But yeah, anyway, look at it. Very impressive movement here over the past several days for NIO, higher highs and higher lows, and that's the name of the game. Next one, MULN, and when I think a lot of people thought it was game over for this one, it has come back to life and is now put in higher highs and higher lows once again. So updates need to be done. I'm actually going to get rid of these lines down here as they serve their purpose for now, with the newest key levels being up here at, whoops, let's get that out of there and use something that's a bit easier to see. There we go. So first key level going to be right there at 11 cents. You can see once, twice, price went down there, and to give full credit, credit's due. The bulls did a good job, held strong both times, and bounced the price back upwards. So 11 cents going to be that main area of support. And then in terms of areas of resistance, it's all about that pink line there, which is just slightly peaking itself on the screen right there, which in my chart represents the very well-known, the very famous 200 period moving average, currently valued at 13 cents. So if this thing does make another surge in the upwards direction, all eyes going to be on that 200 period moving average and whether or not the price can break above it. But overall, very, very impressive, especially when you consider, myself included, if I'm being honest, probably a lot of people have written this thing off saying, all right, it's finally game over for this one. And just like that, it's come back to life. So let's see if it can continue on Friday. Next one, PYXS, and this thing just continues to go beast mode. I remember doing this one a couple of days ago when the price was, down here below the $3 mark, and it's since gone up another 100% since then. So for those of you that watched that first watch list video when this one showed up and have been watching it, hopefully you've made some moves on it. And if you did, then obviously, hopefully you're making some money. But once again, let's get some key levels mapped out. First key level now after today's explosive move as that support right there at $5.60. You can see right around here. Price found some support, and then again this afternoon found some support. So that'll be that main area from a support standpoint in terms of levels of resistance. Again, nothing fancy here. Just like a couple of the other ones, very well-defined level where the price got up around that $6.60 mark and could never quite push through. So another pattern here, not quite a bull pennant, very close, but technically speaking, not the same. In this situation, this would be known as a bull flag pattern. So bull flag pattern down below $10 and very, very nice overall uptrend. And like a lot of these stocks, higher highs and higher lows, and that's what you want to see. Next one, AMC, and overall, yeah, a bit of a disappointing day. Now, keyword there being day, as in one day. And I say that because the price did gap up, and then after the gap up, it's basically rolled all the way back over. However, that is just a very isolated look because looking at things from the bigger picture, and this will mean more to those of you that have watched past videos, but hopefully those of you that have, you remember me talking about that green line there as support at $4.85, and you can see that that's essentially right where the price did find some buyers here like it's done previously in the past. So yes, near term, just today, disappointing. Gap up, price came back down. But looking at things from the bigger picture point of view, in fact, before I do this next part, let me just get rid of that line as it served its purpose for now. And this will be a very crude representation, but for those of you that care about more than just one single day, but from the big picture, you have resistance there, you have that support there, you have the big move up right there, you have the golf hole down here. So ourselves another bull pennant pattern in all actuality. I fully understand that if you're a day trader or a scalper or flipper and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 15 minutes, yes, from that perspective, the chart looks really bad. However, again, that's what I'm trying to distinguish. If you do care about big picture point of view, sure, today was a little bit disappointing, but overall, as you saw, still in an overall uptrend and an overall bullish pattern. Real quick, wanted to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online class that I'm offering. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency to manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free online class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box. If you're watching at my site, there's an area right there on the webpage. Now, one special note, it's a genuinely live class. So a couple situations. Maybe you're like me, you have a bunch of kids, I-5, so I understand life happens, or maybe you already have something on your schedule tonight, so you just won't be able to attend, or maybe you're watching this Friday morning and you just completely missed it. Don't worry about it. Send me an email, clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the recording. Like I said, it just needs to happen first. I got to get it uploaded, and then I'd be happy to send it to you. But if you can make it live, then definitely go get signed up right now, and I'll see you here in just a few hours. Next one, FFIE, and this one's been a pretty choppy mess when all is said and done, because when you look here down at the bottom part of this pattern, it's essentially just been going sideways with the bottom part of the pattern being right there at 34 cents. So you can see once, twice, and then we'll just consider this whole thing 3 times. The price has been down at that level, and it's held. But the problem is it's been kind of hard to trade because it's really been choppy, up and then down, up and then down here, and then all the way up there, and then all the way back down, and then so you get the idea. And at the end of the day, when the dust is settled, basically the easiest way to summarize this thing is just it's stuck in a pretty nasty sideways channel with the top part of the channel, that area of resistance, so red for resistance, up there at 40 cents. So, I mean, not to oversimplify things, but sometimes that's what trading's all about, keeping things simple. And that's why I love charts, is because they allow you to apply the KISS method, keep it simple, stupid. So from a very basic and a very effective point of view, you just got to watch the 40-cent mark as the top of the channel and then the 34-cent mark as the bottom of the channel. Now, if you're a day trader, then yeah, you can have, this can be a fun little playground in there as you go up and down and scalp all those movements. But if you care about more so the bigger picture point of view, then like I said, that's really the easiest way to summarize this one right now. It's just a sideways channel pattern on the 30-minute time frame. Next one, SCYX, very nice pattern here, and this is one of these situations where I'm not trying to press you, I'm not trying to imply this is a great discovery. You got to think that a lot of people have drawn that line right up there at about 295, which brings about, the idea of self-fulfilling prophecies. When a lot of people are watching the same level, wondering the same thing, call it whatever you want, self-fulfilling prophecy included, it can produce some very dynamic movement. So as I've said, nothing is guaranteed, but is it valid, is it plausible to think that the price can get up here and break up through that level, that break in and of itself could create additional buying pressure? That is certainly a plausible dynamic that could happen from there. So keep an eye on that. And then as far as supports are concerned, have that area right there. So you know where I'm headed with all this. And I just can't help myself. This has got to be green because that's a level of support. And then again, very quickly, resistance, support, big upwards move there, golf hole down here, ourselves another bull pennant pattern. Next one, TSLA Tesla, and as somebody that watches this one and trades it on a daily basis, although did not trade it today. But regardless, got good follow through yesterday. If you watched the video, hopefully you remember me talking about the fact that it had broken through that initial trend line right there. So the question was it going to get follow through? And it did. Got the gap up. Now, was there a whole lot of follow through after the gap up? No, but at least it wasn't a situation where the price gapped up and then rolled right back over or anything like that. Gapped up and then just has now started to go sideways, which in and of itself is progress. And right there you can see basically a little bull flag pattern right there. But this level has now served its purpose, so I'm going to get rid of that. And yes, overarching level for you longtime viewers still up there at $200. But we do have another key level here that now you got to think a ton of people are watching, and then that's area right there at 90 or 197.50. I mean, check it out. Rejected, 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 rejected. So, I mean, the power of charts. I'll turn that into a quick plug. Get signed up for that free class or just drop me an email, because charts are definitely a fantastic tool that you should be using. And we, again, a real life example of that right there with 197.50 as the initial level of resistance, and then $200 in terms of levels of support. I'm just going to go ahead and adjust this level up. In the very near term, key level down there at 194.50. So keep an eye on that. And if that level doesn't quite hold up, next key level would then be down there, that purple line there, 50 period moving average around 192.25. So we'll see what happens moving forward. Next one, BBBY, and a train wreck here, of course, because of the nasty downwards movement, but also from a technical point of view. I mean, this green line here, which I talked about before, had done such a good job of time and time again holding the price. But you can see right there this morning when that level finally was violated, I mean, the floodgates opened up, massive volume, and it was just not a pleasant day at all. But what does, so let me actually just get rid of these as I say their purpose, and now zoom in a little bit more. But what is interesting about these situations is it's a very popular stock. It's got a cult-like following, and when things get beat down this much, this quickly, of course, again, no guarantees, but can there be some of these dead cat bounces where you just get, snap back movements? And sure, maybe they roll back over, but as traders and from a trading standpoint, I mean, this movement right here is really all we need to make some sort of worthwhile movement. And yeah, it definitely can. So, and that's what watch lists are all about. Finding unique, finding interesting situations, and not randomly rushing out and buying anything, but watching it. And when you have a very popular stock that's been destroyed on huge volume, and you know that there's a cult-like following, it's worth at least keeping an eye on. So if you like penny stocks and like to play these sorts of scenarios, at least keeping somewhere on your watch list. Next one, TQQQ, which is an ETF that measures the NASDAQ. So if you believe the NASDAQ market as a whole is going to go up, this one will also go up. Difference being it just allows you access at a much lower price point, which makes it a very popular ETF. And a big day here, not because it was green, but because from the technical point of view, you can see the price is now up above this red line here, which was the area of resistance I've talked about in past videos. So in other words, a breakout of this next level is underway. So first key dynamic is just based on a foundational rule. When levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So moving forward, 26.75 going to be a key level. I'll go ahead and get rid of these lines down here as they serve their purpose. Which brings about the next entertaining question is, okay, well, where's the next battleground at? Where's the next area of resistance? And as you can see here, things are getting harder to see because it's been a long time since the price has been up this high. In fact, last time was back there in early February. So that's essentially, no, I lied. Not quite there. So I thought it was going to be those highs, but it's actually right where the price is at right now, essentially at 27.15, which is from this little grouping right there. But not that far away, you then have these overarching highs where if the price can push up through that level at, let's see, what is that? At 27.50, now all of a sudden you're having the price at multi-month highs, which would be a very solid sign of strength. So all in all, the upwards movement continues. Clearly a lot of momentum here is behind the bulls. So let's see if this momentum carries it up to these highs, and who knows, maybe even potentially breaks above and closes on Friday. So that wraps up the top 10 list. Again, if you like what you saw here, then I want you to get signed up for the free live class. It'll be this evening, Thursday, March 30th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. But like I said earlier, if you can't make it live for whatever reason, then drop me an email, clay@claytrader.com, and I'd be happy to send you a link to the recording. But again, all I ask is a little patience because the event first has to happen, and then I have to get it uploaded, and then I'd be happy to send you a link to it. But if you can make it live, then definitely get signed up, and I'll see you in a few hours. If you enjoy these top 10 videos, please do two things for me. Hit the like button, leave a comment below. Those two things communicate to me that you enjoy, and as long as I know that you as viewers are enjoying, I will continue to put in the required time and effort to get these watch lists out to you. So thanks for watching. Hit that like button, leave a comment below, and hopefully I'll be seeing you here in just a couple hours.